Hey, it's JP from the Junkies. Football season is finally back, and BetQL is ready to help you win more consistently this year. BetQL is an absolute game changer if you're looking to find trends to help you win. Make smarter bets on spreads, totals, player props, and more. BetQL has already helped over 300,000 people with powerful analytics and community insights. Don't fumble away your cash this football season. Visit BetQL.com for their free daily analysis today. That's BetQL.com.
Mr. Wonderful here, and I know for small business times are tough. Is there a solution? Yes, the Government Employee Retention Credit Program. It supports small business even if you received a PPP loan. Eligible companies can receive up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. The application is complicated, so I set up WonderTrust.com, a team of live experts you can trust to guide you through filing for the ERC. Go to WonderTrust.com today. That's WonderTrust.com.
Stand by for an urgent bulletin.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show, starring Bob Lutz.
Who's better at this job of radio?
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Jeff Lutz.
Really good to great, depending on the day.
Wow! Hey! Isn't that exciting? 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
It's showtime, baby! You'll go wacko, bananas, nuts, crazy, unbelievable!
All right, we are back. Hour number 2, the Bob and Jeff Show, KFH Radio. Man, our guys got whipped pretty badly over in the Ryder Cup in Italy today. The most lopsided first day in history. 6.5 to 1.5.
That'll about do
One
it.
day of the Ryder Cup. What's going on?
I don't know. John Rahm apparently is dominating over there for the Europeans. But I can't say I've been locked in on the Ryder Cup. Maybe I should be, or maybe now that it's basically over, I can wash my hands of it.
Well, I don't know that you wash your hands of it, but you're surprised that this all happened the way it's happening.
I am?
Yeah, I am. Anytime you get that lopsided, not good. They swept the first 4 matches today. Rahm and Hatton beat Scheffler and Burns. Now my screen's gone crazy, so I can't tell you anymore. But I've always looked forward to the Ryder Cup. Now, I didn't watch it today, but I was going to watch it this weekend.
Well, you still can.
I don't know that I will.
Well, just because the outcome's in doubt doesn't mean there won't be, or not in doubt.
I like drama.
Doesn't mean there won't be good golf played, and you can revel in that.
Well, you don't care about golf.
Not really.
Well, that's too bad. When did that come about?
1982.
Was there
late
ever
December.
been a time when you cared about golf?
Well, when Tiger was going through his prime years.
I'll admit that my fandom for the game of golf has diminished. I'm pretty much only interested now in the majors, and those are over by July. So after July, after you've got the British Open, I completely drop off. My interest level dissipates.
Man, Tiger Woods, looking back on that, it's unbelievable that he brought so many people into the sport of golf, right? It's golf. It's inherently kind of boring.
Oh, my God.
And
there you go. Ding, bad alert. Ding, bad alert.
And
this is how can you say that golf is boring? Why do so many people play it?
I have no idea because nobody's good at it.
What do you mean nobody's good at it?
Nobody's good at it.
You know how ridiculous you sound right now? What do you
No.
mean nobody's good at it?
No.
What is being good at golf?
I don't know. But I just know that
No,
people out there
tell me
okay.
what you think is a good golfer.
I'll give you an example of why nobody's good at golf. My stepdad lives right next to Sim Park, okay? And he's got a bucket full of balls, a bucket full of errant shots on Sim, which is not
That's because the practice.
dozens.
Hole number one is right along the street there. Of course you're going to get some balls.
Dozens.
Yeah, you're going to get some balls over there.
Okay, we'll find them.
You don't go into people's yards to look.
Oh, it wasn't in the yards.
Where was it?
Along a route, a walking route, and you just finds. I mean, just you wouldn't believe how many.
Well, that's a lot of people play.
And a lot of people are bad.
A lot of people aren't great, but you know, I mean,
Why even go out there?
was I a good golfer ever in my life?
Not really.
Really?
I think you kick balls around and kind of.
If I averaged in the 80 to 85 range, which when I was at my apex as a golfer, that's about what I was disappointed if I was in the upper 80s, and I was elated and thrilled the 4 times I broke 80. But I think I wasn't ever a really good golfer, but I was good enough to have fun.
Okay, well that's good.
So when I went out to play golf, I knew I wasn't going to just be a hack. That I was.
Well, most people are hacks.
That I was, for the most part, going to hit the ball toward the target I intended to hit it toward.
And I say that as a hack myself.
Well, you were terrible. You are terrible.
No
you
question.
never tried to get better.
I went out to the driving range and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's not trying to get better. That's just trying to hit it as far as you can. And you never took anything about golf seriously. You never learned what it was, what iron play entailed. You never learned how to putt. You don't have a clue how to putt.
Gosh darn it.
You're terrible.
You're right.
And now you can't play with anybody. Nobody ever asked you to go play golf.
Thank God.
Which is some of the most fun I've ever had, just being on the golf course with people.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Yeah, because you're bad at it.
No, I don't like it.
You're terrible.
If I wanted to be good at it, maybe I'd try to get good at it, and I'd go play, and I would care about it.
It's a social
maybe it's the
activity.
chicken and the
many
egg
ways.
thing.
I mean, I used to play every weekend. I used to play 3 or 4 times a week back when I played a lot. I don't play ever anymore. There's things about golf I miss. Most of it is the social aspect. We got a golf tournament for League 42 coming up a week from today at Sand Creek Station. It'll be outstanding. Hopefully not quite this hot. Are we ever going to get a cool down? What are they saying over there? It's Storm Traffic 12.
Storm Team 12. It's no storm traffic. It's going to get cool pretty soon.
What are they saying?
I don't know. I don't pay that close of attention.
I thought you wandered by the weather folks frequently.
Never.
Really?
I don't know.
Next Friday the high is supposed to be 78, which would be would just be tremendous.
Well, you'll take that every day of the week.
Yeah, not much of a chance of rain. We do have a little bit of a chance of rain in the middle of next week, but the temperatures start to cool off Tuesday. Thank goodness.
Yeah, 67 for the high next Saturday. I can't wait.
Well, you love that.
I do enjoy that.
But if Duda was here, he loves the game of golf. Likes to watch it, zones in on it.
What is there to watch, though?
Oh, it's fun to watch guys play.
That's what I'm saying. Like Tiger Woods, it's not like on TV. It's just okay. Well, this guy's shooting this shot next, and it's weird, right?
You sound like you don't have a clue.
Here's Tiger's third on 15. Like, why is that interesting?
Because
I'm not saying it's
Woods.
I'm not saying it's not, but I'm just saying why is it?
Because he's in the hunt for a championship.
Well, everybody is in the hunt for. I mean, somebody every week is in the hunt for a championship.
Anybody who plays golf understands how impressive it is to watch professional golfers play. In fact, I'll say this. Of all the sports I watch, I'm more in amazement at world-class golfers than I am anything else.
Right, because there's so many bad ones. That's my point. So when you get...
It's a hard game. They're all hard. But to be really good at golf astounds me. I don't know how anybody does it.
I don't know.
The amount of practice that is necessary with every club. You don't just go, I went to the driving range. You sound like a Neanderthal when you say that.
Well, when you
you don't just go to the driving range.
Well, then why not? The driving range.
If you go to the driving
chipping range,
you go and practice your game. You hit the driver, you hit the fairway wood, you hit the 9-iron, you hit the wedges. You hit the wedges all the time. The wedges are what determines who can really achieve in this game. They can all hit at 350 yards. That's the easy part. It's getting onto the green and giving yourself a chance to make a birdie putt. And if you can't chip and putt, you're done. You don't have a chance. And you never one time, not one time, did you put any effort into chipping and putting.
Who cares?
And it's
How come you
shameful.
didn't put any effort into croquet?
I did. I played a lot of croquet.
You stink at it.
No, I don't.
How come you don't play a lot of tennis? No effort. Why?
I wasn't ever very good at tennis, but I played.
When?
I played. As a kid, I played everything.
No, you didn't.
Jeff,
Hitting a ball
I
against
don't
the
like
wall.
it when you do that.
Who'd you play tennis with?
I played tennis. We did things. We were doing things all the time.
Okay, but hitting the ball against the wall back to yourself.
No, I played tennis.
Against who?
Against my friends.
Where?
At the Derby tennis courts.
Skeptical.
I didn't play a lot of tennis. I didn't play nearly as much tennis as I did. I did not golf until I got out of high school. But I played tennis. I was decent, not anything good. But you never played tennis.
Oh, all I did was play tennis.
You never played golf.
What do you mean?
You never played anything, really.
Were you there at Brayburn when I had that unbelievable shot out of the rough onto the green? I mean,
It
what
was pure luck.
Do you remember it, though?
Not really, but it was pure luck.
Oh, what? Beside the point, it happened.
It was a blind squirrel.
Well,
I mean, there were times you hit a decent drive, but then that was it. You couldn't do anything with it. And it's shameful as a father to watch that.
Yeah, well, sorry I let you down.
Well, that would have been fun to play golf with you.
Well, let's go.
My best friend, Doug Baber, his son, Riley, is an excellent golfer. And they played a lot of golf.
Yeah, that's not really my thing. I'm not that guy. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know why you're not that guy.
Just, I'm not. I'm not country club guy. I'm not wear my white belt guy. I'm not
white belt.
I'm not my. I'm not that guy.
What do you think? You sound.
I'm not that guy.
You have to be country club guy to enjoy golf.
I'm just saying I'm not that guy.
What guy is that?
I just told you.
So you're saying
wear
that
my little khaki shorts out there? No.
You got to be that guy to enjoy golf.
Yeah, you do.
I swear our listening audience must think you are. They must.
No, you know what they think?
I don't know how you survive.
You know what they think? Here's a guy that's real. He's not. Oh well, golf. Maybe I should play golf, and yeah, it could have been fun. I'm telling it like it is. I'm not just beating around the bush here. I think they respect that.
You're tired of the golf discussion.
No, I'm not. We can have it as long as you want.
But you come across as, I don't know.
I don't really care how I come across.
Well, I think we need. This is where I need Duda, because
well, he bailed on us.
You've gone off the rails when it comes to golf.
No, I
It's
haven't.
A great game.
I'm not saying it's not.
It's not
I'm just
a good
saying
game. It's a great.
I'm saying it's not for me.
I don't understand that. You like games. Is basketball for you?
Sure.
Baseball?
Yeah.
Football? Really? Just
It's okay.
Just
Yeah.
Tennis?
It's all right.
Rugby?
Love it.
No, you don't. What is your third favorite sport? It's baseball, basketball, what?
I guess football, but I don't know. It's a distant third. Basketball's a distant second. Although I am going to be an Indiana Pacers fan.
Basketball's become more of a distant second, although it's still. But baseball and basketball in my youth were right there. You couldn't separate them. I felt the same way about both of them. Baseball's kind of grabbed me more since I entered adulthood, but I couldn't get enough basketball. In fact, there were times basketball probably, as much as I loved the Cardinals, I loved the Shockers just as much.
Yeah, way back in the day.
When I was a kid. So it was like, oh my God, I got these two teams. Football I never had a team. I liked the Shockers, but they didn't win enough to really grab me. But when one of your first experiences as a sports fan is to walk into the Roundhouse and see 11,000 people going completely bonkers over a college basketball team, playing some of the best teams in the country on a nightly basis, how do you not get wrapped
That back
up in
when
that?
guys wore like suits to the game and stuff, and
It was. My dad didn't. My dad, there were some. They more wore their hats.
Right.
But not, they were coming to the end of that. That was kind of as on its last legs. But it
I
was,
didn't really get that.
well, it was a sign of the times.
Yeah.
Men dressed up. Women dressed up. When you went out, you dressed up. That's just what people did. It's not right, not wrong. Just the way
It's fine.
American society operated.
Maybe we should go back to that.
Well, you don't believe that. What made you
Well,
wouldn't dress up if
Well, I'd like some class. I'd like a little more class in our country. Maybe we need to class things up a little bit.
who's on the line, Andrew? Leonard. Hello,
it must
Leonard.
be Skinnerd.
Welcome.
Yeah, who's answering the phone? Little Joey. I told him Skinnerd, and he buffooned it.
Well, Leonard Skinnerd, it's all
Leonard
the same.
Skinnerd. Sing for us, Skinnerd. How are you?
I'm all right. Hey, I just want to know, Bob, are you going to the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame induction Sunday to watch your favorite player, basketball player, get inducted?
Ricky's not going to be there, unfortunately, which irritates me. They couldn't reach
that
him.
sunk my balloon. I didn't know that.
What's that?
That sunk my balloon. I said, that sunk my balloon. I didn't know that. If he ain't going to be there, then I'm not going.
They've sold a lot of tickets. Our friend Brent Kimnitz certainly is going in, and I'm not sure. I've got a very, very hectic weekend. I'm going to try, but it did bother me that Ricky Ross is not going to be there this weekend. Which don't get me started, Skinner. But thank you.
Hey,
anything else?
What's the deal with what's the deal with the Kansas Sports Hall of Fame? I got on their website, and it's like, I don't know, I couldn't even get a hold of them to see about getting a ticket. You know anything?
They post, they've been on Twitter pretty well about this event, and we had Jim Dunning on, their board president, to talk about it. But yeah, their website could use a little touch for sure. But they're having their ceremony Sunday night at the Kansas Star Casino.
Yeah, I kind of know that. I don't do Twitter. Maybe it's that place ain't never been the same since you got married there.
Probably so. That's probably an apt description. Thanks, Skinnerd.
Later.
All right.
Just as a point of clarification, that was your reception, right, at the boathouse?
Yeah,
you got married in a
I got
church.
married at Epworth United Methodist Church, which was I'll say this, one of the better ceremonies you'll have. Why are you laughing?
It's funny.
Why?
How do you know that? There have been
Because I've been to a lot
millions
of
and millions of ceremonies.
I've been to a lot of weddings.
Sure.
That was a really good one. I didn't have much to do with it.
Have you ever been to a multicultural wedding?
I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
Or a cultural wedding, I guess.
But that was a good one. And then the reception at the boathouse was fantastic as well. We did it right.
100%.
All right, we'll take a break, come back and talk with Joanna Chadwick, Vibe Magazine. We'll go through some interesting high school football games that are on the docket for this evening. She'll join us next.
.97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Traffic moving along accident-free this afternoon on Wichita roadways. No reports of new accidents or major tie-ups. Traffic update from 98.7 and 1330 KNSS. I'm Dan O'Neill.
Brought to you by La Cherie Nicole's Cheesecake Boutique, now open at 13th and Woodlawn.
Mom, does everybody know how great our cheesecakes are?
Not yet, Brooklyn. Come check out La Cherie Nicole's Cheesecake Boutique at 6119 East 13th Street North on Woodlawn off of 13th Street. Taste some of the creamiest ice cream tasting cheesecake today. Brinley, anything else?
We see us soon.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Week 4 Pro Football Sunday. Let's go to the early game, starting in London early in the morning on Sunday, and that sees Jacksonville, a 3-point favorite against Atlanta. Total in the game is 43.5. Pair of bets that I like in this game. I think the price is a little short with Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville laying the 3. Jacksonville's offense has not been good to start the year. I think this is a prime bounce-back spot for Jacksonville's stud quarterback and the rest of the offense. Also like the over. I think the total's a little short as well. So a couple bets coming up on Sunday morning in London. Let's lay Jacksonville -3, and let's go over the total, over 43.5 points. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app and take your game to the next level with the king of sportsbooks.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Kansas only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
If you crave an extra special great tasting margarita, stop by Spangles for our extra special mango margarita. Bold tequila with the sweet and wild flavor of mango brings you a great tasting margarita with the perfect combination for a fruity and tropical drink. Hurry in to try the new Spangles Mango Margarita, only here for a limited time. Spangles, where cocktails just taste better. Spangles reminds you to please drink responsibly.
Spangles, it just tastes better.
It's that time again. Fall. Leaves changing colors, sweaters, and the Spangles Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide.
We start with a whole slice of real pumpkin pie. Layer it with our creamy vanilla soft serve and top it off with Ghirardelli sea salt caramel.
So come in and try the Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide and make it your new out-of-the-ordinary pumpkin treat. Because just like fall, it's only here for a limited time.
Spangles Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide. It just tastes better.
Wendy's new Breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles let you create your own delicious combo. Choose from a sausage biscuit, egg and cheese biscuit, small seasoned potatoes, and a medium hot coffee. But it's obvious which combo's the best. Sausage biscuit and small seasoned potatoes. Well, maybe it's the fresh cracked egg and cheese biscuit with a medium hot coffee. Or 2 savory sausage biscuits. Whichever you pick, you can't go wrong. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new 2 for $3 Biggie Bundles.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Not valid in a combo. Single item at regular price.
When people have a craving to explore new and traditional Asian cuisines, they head to P.F. Chang's, where scratch-made dishes come from the 2,000-year-old tradition of wok cooking. P.F. Chang's wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. They turned to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com re-architected P.F. Chang's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to create a unified digital experience. The results? Improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on users' location, intuitive online ordering, an increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. For scratch-made Asian cuisine, visit your local P.F. Chang's or go to pfchangs.com for website design, development, digital marketing, and hosting that produce efficiency, revenue, and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. P.F. Chang's and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world, turning to the best in the business for websites. Go to AmericanEagle.com or call 877-WEB-NOW1. That's 877-WEB-NOW1.
What's up, everybody? I'm Danny Parkins, based out of Chicago. This is my buddy Andrew Filipponi. He's based out of Pittsburgh. You really got to check out our podcast, First and Pod.
Twice a week, we're going to break down the NFL after Thursday Night Football and Sunday Night Football. It's every team. It's every game. It's all 32 teams. We give you a complete picture, and we get into it. We don't kiss each other's fannies on this show.
New episodes of First and Pod available when you wake up every Monday and Friday morning throughout the football season in the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
It's game time in Hornet Nation. The Emporia State Hornets are back in action and better than ever. Get your season tickets live at the Hive VIP Experience Passes and all sport passes today at ESUHornets.com. This report is brought to you by Emporia State University Hornets.
Get the latest on K-State football. It's the weekly edition of the Chris Kleiman Show with the head coach for the Kansas State Wildcats. The Chris Kleiman Show, 7 o'clock Wednesday night. And that's on 97.5 and 1240 KFH. Brought to you by Taco Bell.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
No matter what you are, I will always be with you. Doesn't matter what you do, girl.
Outstanding Badfinger music this week. That's No Matter What. Joanna Chadwick is with us from Vibe Magazine. Did you know much about Badfinger, Joanna?
I have to admit, no. Nope.
Well, you'll have to put them on your Spotify, as the kids say.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I've been listening to a lot of old school R&B lately. That's kind of been my thing.
That's pretty good too. So we just had Tommy Beeson on from Goddard, and 5A, I said a week or so ago that I see a route for Capon to get to the state championship game, and I may have seen that route as being easier than it actually is, because 5A West has some interesting teams. Certainly Goddard among them, Goddard Eisenhower, Mays South, Andover Central. They're all kind of lumped in there together right now. Don't you agree?
I agree, and I think that's what I think is so fun and frustrating about football time, is because with basketball, there's so many games being played all the time. You know, you've got 2 games a week, you've got early season tournament, you got mid-season tournament. Well, we're at this midpoint of the season. I mean, we're looking at game 5, and yet there's still so much we do not know. And that's why, we can say with absolute assurance one thing one week, and then the next you're going, well, maybe not. Maybe this team is, because the matchups aren't always the same. They happen later in the season for another team. And I think that at this point in time, the only thing that I feel really comfortable with is Andale.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. What in the world has happened to our friends over at Bishop Carroll Catholic High School? They've played 3 quality ball clubs and have been manhandled in all 3 games. What's up with that?
Well, I think your point of, I think you have 2 points there. And the first is absolute quality opponents. If they haven't lost to some no good program sort of a team, I mean, they've lost to good teams. But what has to be concerning is how they've lost. And that is, they have given up so many points. And I can't remember the score of last week, but more than 50 points to Derby, more than 50 points to Northwest. That's a big concern.
41-7, last week to Junction City.
Junction City, Derby scored 56. Northwest scored 58. My sources tell me that after returning from Junction City last Friday, probably pretty late, that the Bishop Carroll team was out on the field practicing at 7 o'clock on Saturday morning. So Coach Trail's trying to get some things moving in that program for sure.
Well, and I think that, that's a program that knows how to win. It has a winning culture. And, I mean, let's be honest, though, at some point there is a dip. Some dips are bigger than others for schools, but there tends to be a dip somewhere along the line. And, that 7 o'clock practice could have been because they had homecoming that day and they wanted to get everybody out. Or it could have been y'all, we need to focus in. Either way, I'm pretty sure they focused in.
Joanna Chadwick with us from Vibe Magazine. We talk with her each and every Friday. We've got one at Riverfront Stadium tonight, Mays South and Mays. I'll bet that place around Delano is already hopping pretty good. That's going to be an interesting game and an interesting atmosphere. There's going to be a lot of Mays people downtown tonight.
There sure will. And I've got to be really honest with you. I'm curious about this. As a high school football fan, I think it's exciting to have games being played on a bigger stage. On the journalist side of me, I'm sitting here thinking, why would a program why would they give up a home game of such magnitude? Why would you want to go play that someplace else? But at the same time, I think for fans, this has got to be really exciting. That's an excellent stadium. It is so gorgeous, and I'm very curious as to will they fill that up? I would imagine they would, because even though Mays may not be at the same level as they were last year, that is a heck of a rivalry, and I love the idea that it can be on a big stage and in such an awesome area. I know Dan Loving out at Mays, who is the journalism advisor, I know he's pretty excited to be able to call that game from Windsurge, or from the stadium where the Windsurge play.
Yeah, absolutely. So you mentioned and have Collegiate and Cheney coming up after this week, but this week offers some intrigue because they play Nickerson, and they scored over 100 last year against Nickerson. Do we see potentially a repeat of that?
They actually don't have Cheney coming up in the regular season, potentially in the playoffs, but
no, Andale plays Cheney.
No. But go ahead and answer Jeff's question, Joanna.
Well, one of the things that I want to point out, because I know of that scored 100 points is such a big deal, because that is not an easy thing to do. I think that if you're in the 70s, that is a crazy amount of points. And so for that to happen, that is not a matter of, and I think it was made very clear last year that Nickerson was okay with it. Nobody felt like Andale's running up the score. I will say that I think given up a lot more points this year than they did last year. Last year was crazy how few points they gave up. So maybe they're 13 points than usual as they're learning the defense. But I would say there's no way Dylan Schmidt is hoping to score 100 points tonight.
Yeah.
Andale, breaking news, Andale has just added Cheney to the schedule.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, they fit him in. They shoehorned him in on October 13th. So,
wow.
Breaking news from Andale.
Good stuff. Surprised they didn't have a date there yet.
Yeah, they had an opening.
It's always good when you can admit when you're wrong, though, so I really appreciate that. Good lesson
Thank you.
for the
That's
youngster.
my way of admitting I was wrong. I can't quite go all the way to saying I was wrong, but I can let people know I was wrong.
There you go.
Joanna Chadwick with us from Bite Magazine. So we're kind of in that. It's kind of weird because it feels like high school football just started, but we're kind of in that mid-season. I won't call it a rut, but we're kind of eager for the playoffs to begin. What are you seeing out of our Derby Panthers, who have looked like themselves of late? They have campus tonight, which won't be much of a game, I wouldn't think. But is Derby a legit 6A contender?
You know, Derby's in an interesting situation right now, and quarterback Braxton Clark, who of course is Coach Brandon Clark's son, he's a senior. He suffered a lacerated kidney against Hutchinson on Friday night, and my students wrote the story on Monday and Tuesday that he is out likely through the regular season. They assume he will return for the playoffs. And so Easton Splain, who actually came in for Braxton Clark in the semifinals last year at Manhattan when Braxton got injured, he will be starting tonight. Easton is usually a defensive back. So that throws a little bit of a wrench into, I think, their plans. But at the same time, if we know anything about a Brandon Clark team is, and I've seen it happen, where you've got, this amazing quarterback who is set to kind of take over, and there's an injury, and there's always guys behind him to step in, and it will be okay. I think with the running back duo of Derek Hubbard and Arius Finley, I think they're going to be just fine. And they really have a good receiving core. So with Easton being able to get that ball up to them, I think that they're going to be okay. But it is definitely throws kind of a question for Derby.
Joanna, when we were all at the Wichita Eagle, did we treat Little River as an area team?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
We did?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We did. I mean, how could you? The thing is, the problem with a Little River is that they're like just maybe a little farther than we would like, but they were so good in so many sports. I mean, you had the 91 game win streak, whatever that they had, 96 games in girls basketball. and you had, of course, Shane Cordell coaching all the state championships in girls basketball and football. So, yeah, I think we covered them. I still consider them area.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
You and Jeff should do a geography class together.
We will.
Because to think that Little River is just in our area, I mean, I don't know, it's crazy.
So they're right on the edge.
It's on the edge. It's Wichita area.
70 miles from Wichita, Kansas, rests Little River. So there you go.
What county are they in? What county are they in?
They are, I don't think they're in McPherson. I don't think they're in Rush. I don't think they're in Barton. What county are they in?
I'm not near a computer, so I'm banking on you guys knowing.
We'll look it up. They might actually be in McPherson County. Thank you, Joanna. It's always a pleasure.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Right. Joanna Chadwick, Vibe Magazine. We'll tell you where Little River is located.
Rice County.
I was going to think, dadgummit.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, we will be back. We'll talk with Willie Schwanke from Wichita State. He is in their social media communications department. He's a video guy, so if you follow Go Shockers on Twitter, Facebook, if you look at their website, a lot of his work. He's our guest for 5 questions next.
.97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Traffic moving along accident-free this afternoon on Wichita roadways. No reports of new accidents or major tie-ups. Traffic update from 98.7 and 1330 KNSS. I'm Dan O'Neill.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here with the Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. Week 4 Pro Football Sunday. Let's go to the early game, starting in London early in the morning on Sunday, and that sees Jacksonville, a 3-point favorite against Atlanta. Total in the game is 43.5. Pair of bets that I like in this game. I think the price is a little short with Jacksonville. I like Jacksonville laying the 3. Jacksonville's offense has not been good to start the year. I think this is a prime bounce-back spot for Jacksonville's stud quarterback and the rest of the offense. Also like the over. I think the total's a little short as well. So a couple bets coming up on Sunday morning in London. Let's lay Jacksonville -3, and let's go over the total, over 43.5 points. That's it for this Sports Betting Minute, brought to you by BetMGM. Download the BetMGM app and take your game to the next level with the king of sportsbooks.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Kansas only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Every morning, there's a difficult decision to make. Which Spangles breakfast bowl are you going to pick? There's the sausage bowl or the bacon bowl, both with country-style gravy, or the fiesta bowl with salsa, cheese, and jalapenos, or the pancake bowl with sausage. Pick up a breakfast bowl when you're on the go. Spangles, where breakfast just tastes better.
Spangles tastiness in 4 different varieties. Forget cold cereal and start your day hot and fresh with a Spangles breakfast bowl.
Spangles, it just tastes better.
It's that time again. Fall. Leaves changing colors, sweaters, and the Spangles Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide.
We start with a whole slice of real pumpkin pie. Layer it with our creamy vanilla soft serve and top it off with Ghirardelli sea salt caramel.
So come in and try the Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide and make it your new out-of-the-ordinary pumpkin treat. Because just like fall, it's only here for a limited time.
Spangles Caramel Pumpkin Pie Slide. It just tastes better.
Where can you get the best pizza, pasta, hoagies, and salads? Pizza John's in Derby. Since 1969, families have been dining at Pizza John's. Stop in at 208 South Baltimore Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. or order online. Pizza John's, purveyors of round meals and flat snacks.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. eBay Motors has everything you need to keep your ride or die alive. From superchargers, brakes, exhaust kits, and more. With over 122 million parts, eBay Motors levels your baby up to its peak performance. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to bring home the win. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Now at Staples, the prices of HP printers are dropping. Save on HP Smart Tank and enjoy even more savings on ink. Save on the HP Inkjet, perfect for high-quality pics. Save on HP laser printers, great for tackling high-volume document printing. Now through September 30th, save on Staples' entire selection of HP printers, some as low as $69.99. With HP printer price drops at Staples, now is the time to upgrade to HP, America's most trusted printer brand. See staples.com/HP for details.
Get the latest on Wichita State Volleyball. It's the weekly coaches show with Shocker Volleyball coach Chris Lamb. 6 o'clock Monday evening, right here on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
This is the Bob and Jeff Show on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
All right, we end on Day After Day, Badfinger. Some great music this week. Thanks to Andrew for picking that out. Willie Schwanke joins us. We're going to talk to him about several things. He's our guest for 5 questions. Let's hear the bumper, Andrew. There you go, Willie. You know you've made it. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're happy to have you. We see your work all the time at GoShockers.com, on Twitter, on Facebook. You do a lot of video for the athletic department. So my first question to you is, you're also a former Shocker baseball player. How did you get into this realm of work?
Well, when I was playing, I had a hobby of mine that was being outside all the time and fishing pretty much every day once we got done with practice. And long story short, I just wanted to document those things. So I bought a GoPro. And then how I came about my first camera was I filmed Nate Briscoe's wedding, and that was my first wedding that I ever shot, and he went halfway with me on my camera. And that's how I kind of got to understanding, the basic fundamentals of photo and video and stuff like that. And then from there, I created a Instagram page for my fishing account and made a website, e-commerce store, was making my own merchandise. So basically, a hobby turned into a profession, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm at the age, I'm 40, to where, I'm in that kind of in-between where all the technology stuff and the advanced stuff, I really had to learn that in adulthood. I didn't grow up with much of it, so obviously what you do is very involved. It's probably pretty difficult, but could someone like me learn that? How long would it take for me to kind of catch up in that department to the kind of things you're doing?
Well, it's funny you say that. I have to help my dad out with technology, even over the phone, FaceTime, stuff like that, with Dropbox even. I mean, it just depends on how you are when it comes to just tech savviness, so to speak. I taught myself 95% of everything that I know, and then the guy that I was learning under, my boss at the time when I first started doing this, Marcus Wright, he basically showed me the advanced stuff and how to time manage, covering all the sports all the time.
Talking with Willie Schwanke from Wichita State. What is your title, Willie?
A title is Senior Content Producer for Go Shockers, Wichita State Athletics.
There you go. So obviously, with your dad having been in the baseball world as a assistant coach for many years at Oklahoma State, you being a baseball player, I presume that's the sport that you gravitated toward and that you like the best. Now that you have to do all this video for all different sports, how has that changed your perception of other sports?
Well, for example, track and field athletes are some of the best athletes I've ever seen. Every time I have to go cover one of their events, it's pretty incredible to see what they do. Whether it's the long distance runners, the sprinters, the jumpers, even the throwers, have a lot more respect for them now just because I get to see them more often. I think that's the case. But yeah, I mean, baseball is obviously, my first and foremost love, and gravitated towards it, like you were saying. I'm actually out here right now watching one of our scrimmages still. But basketball games are always fun. Volleyball games are fun. It's just trying to create that balance and being able to cover every single sport.
So what have your early impressions been of Coach Green, the new staff, the new look program at Wichita State? I know you're obviously emotionally invested in that as a former player. So what have your thoughts been so far?
Oh, I love them. They bring the energy to the field, each and every day. They got a bunch of new guys, obviously, as everyone knows. It's going to be a different type of baseball. I think there's going to be a little more athleticism, and with the new staff, I'm sure it's going to take a little bit acclimated to their coaching style as players. But each and every one of the staff members that I met, I know that they come to the office every day, goal-orientated and trying to get their players and kids better on and off the field.
Willie Schwanke with us, senior content producer, Wichita State Athletics. So Brian Green, I loved what he did on Twitter with to get the fan base to anticipate players who were coming in from the transfer portal. He'd kind of post something of the wheat and the waving in wheat, and that was a signal that something big was about to happen. Did you tip him on that? Did you get him to do that, or was that Coach Green's idea, concept originally?
Well, I think that was a collaborative idea between Coach Green and Denning Gehrig, who is the SID for volleyball and baseball as well, and I think he's taken over the new sport of bowling. But Denning was one of the managers at the time when I was playing, and then he went off and did some broadcast stuff for Cleburne, the independent league team down in Texas, and now he's running those social media accounts, and he's just a creative genius, like I try to be. But when it comes to those little ideas and stuff like that, he's always thinking just like I am.
Yeah, so to your career, what was it like jumping from high school to Division I baseball for you? And I asked that because you were a two-way player. That's not so uncommon in high school, but what was it like, and what were some of the adjustments you had to make to do both at a much higher level?
Well, it was definitely a little more taxing on the body. So I started out at Arkansas with Coach Butler and Coach Van Horn and Coach Walker even. And just the physical demand that your body takes from, trying to get stronger each and every day, on top of certain days you're throwing bullpens, certain days you're taking ground balls, but some days while you're taking ground balls and working on defense, you're not throwing. You're obviously hitting each and every day. And just you're facing better competition. I was facing, Ryan Stanek, who's in the big league still. And it was a lot for me individually. And then kind of coaching staff worked its ways around trying to figure out how to manage my throwing and my hitting at the same time. So it was definitely an adjustment for sure, just from a competition standpoint and also just maintaining your body.
All right, what is your question for us, Willie? And we always look forward to that because we never know what our guests are going to come up with. Are you interested at all in either of us?
Well, I was thinking about it, and I personally would just, I don't know if you guys have tweeted about it or talked about it before on the show, but just, I always like to hear people's favorite players of all time, baseball specifically.
My favorite baseball player of all time is an easy one. It's Bob Gibson, former Cardinals pitcher. First time I watched him pitch, he became my favorite, and he, to this day, is still not only my favorite baseball player, but my favorite athlete who's ever lived. Have you ever seen him pitch, Willie?
Well, I've seen footage of him, but that was one of my dad's favorite players too. I mean, that was a guy you try to emulate on the mound for sure, at least from a competitive standpoint. The stuff standpoint obviously spoke for itself.
Your dad's a smart guy.
For me, I've been rooting for the Guardians for like the past 30 years, but my dad, obviously a Cardinals fan. I was raised that way, so Ozzie Smith is on that list for me. As far as Guardians go, it's probably Jose Ramirez, who plays there now, of course, and Kenny Lofton, Travis Hafner. There's a bunch, but that's basically the short list.
He didn't really pick one, did he, Willie?
Well,
Jose Ramirez, then.
Favorite players, yeah. My mom's favorite player is Ozzie Smith, so can understand that. She loved him doing the backflip, running out the shortstop. The guy was a wizard.
And who's your favorite player of all time?
Ken Griffey Jr., no doubt.
There you go.
Good one.
Willie, it's been a pleasure. You do great work. We ask that everybody, it's good that people put a name with the work you do because it's really incredible, and congratulations, and we'll hopefully talk to you soon.
Well, I appreciate that a lot. Thanks for having me on.
All right, Willie Schwanke from Wichita State Athletics. He is a senior content producer for the Shockers. That's it. That's all I got.
We did it. That's a whole week of shows, right? Except, I guess, yesterday.
Next week, we do have a whole week of shows, and we'll kick that off on Monday. What do we have on Monday? Oh, my goodness. We got a lot of stuff going on. Comedian Charlie Barons will be on this show next week. A lot of good stuff coming for you. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks to Andrew and Tony back in the studio. We'll see you Monday.